All right, everyone. Okay, thanks for joining us today. We'll start with our agenda. So the first item that I wanted to talk to everyone about is something where the deadline's coming up. So I'm really hoping we get some traction on it today. For APSA 2026, we had talked about doing a joint proposal with the Quality Improvement and Safety Subcommittee or committee, and having like a workshop or something like that, where both of our committees are sponsoring it. And our goal was to hopefully get a higher visibility in the APSA meeting and maybe not be the last room in the very back on the very last day, the very last hour. So that was kind of our thought. And the outline from what we were kind of brainstorming kind of looked like it was going to work down to having somebody from state sustainability present like a project that maybe we have done or are thinking about doing, the sustainability elements of it, and then having somebody from um, the quality improvement and safety committee, like kind of talk about how they might take an idea like that, a project like that, and tweak it into more of like a QI project or how to look at QI metrics, um, and to promote more of like a research agenda. So Raman just signed on. So anyways, um, so I wanted to, put it out to the committee. They are having their meeting on the 23rd. It is I believe it's a Thursday at 5 p.m. I think that's Eastern time, but let me just look at my calendar real quick. Um, yeah, it looks like it's Eastern time, 5 p.m. Um, and I was going to join that meeting, but I was hoping that we would have something to bring to that meeting as a proposal because I've spoken to Raquel and Matt from their group, and we would need somebody also from their side to step up to kind of provide the quality metric ideas. What does the group think?
I think it's a great idea to frame from a quality and safety standpoint. I think this work can be linked in so many ways to outcomes and quality, but often more from a long-term standpoint. And a lot of the rhetoric, I think, has been shifting from planetary-based, equity-based to outcomes and quality given the current political administration. So I think it would be great to frame it and collaborate in that way. In terms of actual projects, like the biggest impact one like I can think of is anesthetic gases, but I know we've presented that multiple times.
Mhm.
Um, Another one would potentially to look at kind of equating or output to disease processes. But I think that would take some time to get data.
OR output and
Like if you could somehow take emissions generated by delivery of surgical services and how it affects child health, specifically from a surgical disease standpoint. But I feel like that's going to be a big project that may not be completed by spring.
yeah, I mean that's a big idea. Big idea. It might be really a really interesting one to talk about and brainstorm theoretically, maybe have that sort of a conversation out there, um, as part of like a workshop or something like that, or symposium. Yeah. My thought about this is to kind of move these sustainability projects away from like a pet project or like a not I'm not going to say hobby, but like kind of like our side project that we do because of like a personal passion that we want to like go after and move that into something that's more of like an academic, um, powerhouse sort of thing, like something that actually generates a lot of um, literature that might support like a lab or something like that, you know. Um, and then Ramen, I had emailed you like on the side because I know that you have a couple of projects that I didn't know if you had um, one, if you had published any of them, or if you had sort of like that sort of QI part. So sorry, Robin, put you on the spot there, but I wanted to see what you thought.
Oh, no worries. Hey, I I have struggled a lot with the translation of these projects into the into the rubric and the lexicon, the templates of QI work. Although just because I haven't done a lot in that realm or using that, like I said, that rubric and the lexicon. But people have told me that, oh, I think this is well suited because you have measurable outcomes. A couple of things I've been writing up in parallel, but no, none of which has been published yet. Um, which is mostly directed at looking at volumes of collections, volumes of diversion from from landfill. Of physical waste and whether that's literally volume in terms of space or mass in terms of weight. Um, but I'd be happy to partner with somebody who has, like, I wrote one thing up as a QI thing before when we were looking at post-thyroidectomy, hypocalcemia management, and standardizing along a pathway. It's just that QI realm is so interesting to me. It's just a different style.
Mhm.
So there's somebody who feels very comfortable, dabbling around in those subjective characterizations. Maybe that's not the right terminology to use, but in that process, that QI process, and fitting this work to them, I'd be happy to work with them.
Okay, well, that'd be fantastic. Are you available on the 23rd?
Let me look. I know. Why do I know something about that date? Oh, I think I actually am. I'm on call for Nikki who's running around, bouncing around. So did you say that's like 5 p.m. Eastern on the 23rd?
Yeah,
Okay. Um, yeah, I can let me put that in here and I just as a reminder and a holder on my calendar and to gather some thoughts together in advance. And then the disclaimer is just that, if there's a NEC perf or a CDH that's born or something that'll take me out.
of course. We all understand that. We'll forward the invite to you. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I do think that that's actually kind of perfect. If you had a idea and had thought about maybe some QI metrics and stuff like that, but really had some friction figuring it out totally. Maybe this might be a good, um, you know, chance to talk with a group of people who maybe are more comfortable in that area. So, okay, look
That's
for.
great. I'm totally open to it. And like I said, in some sense, it's relatively low-hanging fruit because it is there's a fairly simple measurable elements that we can use, and then it's certainly amenable to external generalization and to exportation, right, for other people to then apply in their own houses.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to contribute. I'd be happy to work on it.
Fantastic. Sarah, I don't know if it was Sarah King or Sarah Greenberg. Somebody put in the comment the meeting theme of educating the public to protect children aligns well with sustainability. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And for us to be able to, build on that and contribute more of a sustainability aspect of education, I think would be really good. Okay. And then Sarah or Annie, did you guys have any thoughts or I just want to ask everybody who's here for ideas and thoughts?
No, I think what Ramin said was a good project. We did a project at diverting, like sorting out garbage and biohazardous waste at the hospital.
Hmm.
It was it wasn't framed as a QI project, but framed more as a greening committee project. But we were able to reduce our biohazardous waste by 70% and save like $30,000 in 6 months to the hospital.
Wow.
So yeah, because it costs a lot of biohazardous waste costs a lot of money because you have to incinerate it
Mhm.
before you throw it in the garbage. So you increase the cost of garbage, but it's much less than the cost of incineration when and it was just by, educating the nurses and the surgeon of what really needs to go in biohazardous waste and checking checking the yellow bag and giving feedbacks to each room every day, basically.
Mhm.
And it was sustained also, actually.
Oh,
So
that's fantastic. That even hits the last part of QI, sustaining
yeah,
the project effort.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But we presented it at ACS, like the NSQIP conference. So it was a poster. So I'm not sure APSA would like that.
well, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, but how much did you say you saved?
Like $30,000 for 6 months.
Oh, real dollars.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But I can't remember the number of tons of garbage or tons of, but we have that data too, how much volume and tons of garbage we saved. Yeah.
I mean, you presented that as, you know, as a project that reduced the bulk of trash and the cost savings. But our idea would be to take that and maybe somebody else somewhere wants to do that in as well at their location, but to give a QI aspect to it.
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, it's I think the fact that it was presented at ACS is not like,
Yeah.
awful. I think
Yeah.
it's actually, great. Like here is a project that we successfully did. If, somebody were to do this also at their, how could we like have done this in a way that also looked at at quality improvement metrics, measurements
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, I can work with Raman. I must say I'm not here on the 23rd though. I'm on vacation. So
Okay. No problem.
yeah.
Um, maybe we could put that up as like a potential idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Someone with
wanted to ask, for that project, I mean, you mentioned education, obviously, which is very much the QI scope. Um, how much, though, ultimately input did you have to do, or your team as like the investigators, to actually like paw through the trash and do all of that versus just the education piece to have that kind of outcome and impact?
Well, we have sustainability interns at Sick Kids. So they do all the auditing for us, and they did go through the trash, like to the yellow bag, and make sure that, what was there and what was there that wasn't supposed to be there. And they did the same for the garbage. It was like spot checks, from every room. And then we had a little competition, right? Like general surgery is doing better than ortho, and so
Right.
yeah.
There's always that. It's always good to support that rivalry.
Yes. Okay. Surgeons are very competitive.
Very motivated in that way.
Yeah.
Roman says he totally agrees, particularly in the midst of our current political milieu. bring facts can be productive. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's great, guys. We got a couple of ideas. Um, and um, Sarah, do you want? I just feel like the greenhouse gas one is such a robust project already. Like I feel like, um, but is that one that you maybe want to bring to the quality improvement um, the meeting as well and talk about?
I feel like it's been discussed in some capacity the past 2 years, so it doesn't need to be if there's other projects. It just has really good QI metrics and impact, but I definitely don't feel like it needs to be.
Mhm. Sorry, I said greenhouse gas. I meant anesthetic gas.
Same.
Well, yeah, okay. Okay, so I will send the meeting link to Ramen. I won't send it to Annie since she's on vacation. When I'm going to put that on your agenda, just leave. But I'll be there and I'll bring up your project as a potential one that we could look at reframing if we were going to do like the similar sort of project at another institution. What sort of things could be added on or looked at to frame it as a QI project? Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, then our next item on the agenda is talking about advocacy within APSA group. And so the first thing was about the carbon offset credits. This kind of stalled a little bit. We had a really nice meeting in August where we talked with Tracy um, from Katona Climate, and she gave us a lot of really good information. And then I did try to reach out to Carmen with Net Green. I've like sent her 2 emails with follow-ups to try to see like, okay, well, what other medical societies also do carbon offsets? I haven't gotten any reply back from her, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. She like kind of went offline, is not replying. But our thought with this is to put together um, a proposal or like an idea or like an outline of what it would look like if APSA did do these carbon offset credits. I think last time we also had a question about like would this be um, like done at registration and then redirected to a separate website where people would automatically then do the purchases right there and then, or within the registration, will they like check a box saying that they want to purchase carbon offset credits and then that gets added to the registration and done at the end through APSA. And it seems like it's more of the latter that we asked that question to Tracy, and it's more of the second one. It's not that they'll get redirected to another website to do the carbon offsets themselves, but that it'll be like part of the registration. They'll check a box that says, yes, I want to purchase carbon offset credits. It'll be like a certain amount added to the registration total. So more to come with that one. Did anybody have any thoughts about that particular topic?
I would look to European organization. I'm trying to look up if UPSA, but I do remember signing up for a meeting and be asked if I want to contribute to the carbon offset. So maybe UPSA or other European organization might be more into that than we are.
What is UPSA? Can you?
The European Association of Pediatric Surgeons.
Okay. Okay, I'll look into that and see if,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I never really actually thought about that to look internationally as opposed to just the US. Okay.
Peer pressure.
Yes.
That doesn't work right now, but you
Sure.
know, okay. It's still, at least say, well, look, some people are doing this as well. It's not a crazy idea. Okay, I will
I
look.
think one of I
Yeah.
think one of the most helpful um, tidbits to include as we propose that or offer that to people
Mhm.
is background, some brief background education like we got from that consultant. I have forgotten her name now, but the one you invited Linda to speak with us at a prior meeting to let people know like how the basics of how this works. Yes, we believe it's legitimate and it's not some Ponzi scheme of, oh, sure, give us dollars and we offset your carbon. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing out there is skepticism about these arrangements.
Yeah, I think I was in,
So I found one.
oh,
The European Society of Pediatric and Neonatal Intensive Care, ESPNIC. And they said, be part of the change and join our CO2 emission offsetting program.
European Association of Neonatal.
Uh, European Society of Pediatric and Neonatal Intensive Care.
How much do they charge or have listed as contributions?
Okay, hang on. I'm going down the it's the way it is easy to use platform using Kines Group trustcarbon.shop and enter your plans on travel and calculate your carbon emission and choose the offsetting program and make a contribution.
Oh, Lynn was on. Can you share screen actually, Anne, if you're looking at it on your
I'm looking at it on my phone. I'll find it and
that's
I'll
okay.
show. Yeah.
Or maybe stick the link in the chat so we can all kind of
Okay.
take a peek at it. Okay. Perfect. That's a great one. Okay. What I was going to say was, Ron was saying that it's important to look at the background in education and describing that, and showing how like the carbon offset credits are like a legitimate, not like a scheme. And when Tracy talked to us about it, one of the things that I really learned was that there are like these carbon registries, which I didn't realize that. And apparently, when you purchase a credit, the credits go to fund one of these programs, and then the credits are retired once the like carbon is sequestered or whatever, and then it has to go to one of these four major registries where you get a certificate back saying that, okay, well, like I guess the money that you use to purchase the carbon offset credit has been transferred into these carbon offsets, sort of thing. I thought that was, I didn't realize that was what happened. I thought that you just put money into like I don't know, GoFundMe thing and then didn't get anything back. So I thought that was something I learned. Let's see. Annie said this might be worthwhile to contact the organizers for the European group, talk to them how and why they started the carbon offset and how they educate their base with their participation. Yeah, what their participation has been like. That would be interesting to know. I agree with that. Like how many people in their group purchase it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at that. Not right now, but okay. So then the next thing was also advocacy within APSA. I'm going to just move on. Colleen and I have been working on this site selection rubric. Wynn was working on it with us as well. She was just on, but had signed off. I didn't even get to acknowledge that she was on. And I think we talked about it before, right, in this group. Ken's been working with us on it and guiding us on that as well. And so basically, we came up with like a sort of rubric. It has the major component of it, honestly, is travel, because travel is like 85% of the carbon emissions associated with attending these meetings. And so the big bulk of the work was with Colleen and Wynn looking at the last 3 years of our attendees and looking at the travel patterns and how much carbon emission they made. And then what Wynn did was she calculated a geographical center. Did you guys hear about this? Is this old news?
No?
New? Okay. So she calculated a geographical center, which is like in St. Louis. I guess we're not really that surprised, but it makes sense. It's actually a little town right outside of St. Louis. And based on the calculated geographical center from the last 3 years, then we like kind of made like bands of distances um, from the candidate city that we're looking at to the geographical center and gave it a score um, for the eastern side, and then there's a separate scale for western locations. So of course, all the cities in the west are going to be like way out on the outer band from St. Louis. So so that's one component. Another component was looking at the venue. Another component of the rubric was looking at the mass transit and then also at the city sustainability aspects of the candidacy they're looking at. So we had presented that to the board and we wrote that up and submitted as an abstract to APSA. So we'll see what that comes of that. And the goal is to write this up as a manuscript and publish it so that other societies who may also be sustainability and planetary health concerned can look at that and potentially use our rubric as a way to help select sites for their meetings with sustainability in mind. So that's kind of like the ultimate goal with that. Okay. I think that's
What did the board say?
So the last time we looked at the different locations was I think 2 months ago. I think people were interested in the mechanism. I think that various cities have been considered, and I think remind me, did we actually put that into the equation? I can't remember.
what into the equation?
The candidate cities.
Yeah, at that
Yeah.
time when we presented to the board, but I think the cities have evolved.
I think they changed that. So what's happening is the folks who are working with our group are going physically to the cities right now to look at different locations. I can't remember now off the top of my head why they changed the cities. I think there was, I can't remember now, but they changed the cities, and so they're looking at the different venues now and trying to figure it out. But I don't know when our next discussion is going to be about it, and I don't know.
Yeah. It seemed like they were receptive of the sustainability metrics, but I know that they have other things that they're thinking about when they consider our annual meeting location. So that's kind of the gist that I got, that it wasn't like, completely poo-pooed. That
No,
they,
I think it was generally well received. I mean, the reality is it's not going to be the deciding factor. I think it's going to be part of the factor that makes into the ultimate decision. But the reality is if it's being considered as part of the rubric of how to select it, then that's not bad. I
that's
mean,
not bad.
it's a first shot at doing it. I think the fact that it's novel, I don't think it's ever been done like this before. I think it's a cool rubric.
Thanks. Ramen had a comment. Can I throw out a totally different idea related to the annual meeting? Ramen, what's your totally different idea related to the annual meeting?
Okay. Now, I'm okay if you find it laughable, you might find it um, curious. Um, we've been talking about the idea of carbon offsets, right, and kind of neutralizing the impact of gathering as a large organization um, in a general sense, or a geographically distributed sense. What if we looked at it in a local sense and said, um, kind of like we've on and off over the years had like the APSA fun run. What if we had an elective thing? It's out there. People want to join in. Hey, there's a neighborhood park in this city that we're visiting as a group of several hundred people as an organization. we're visiting your city. We'd like to go clean up a park. And just some morning, APSA, whoever's interested, goes out and hangs out, and we pick up trash in a neighborhood. It's just the acting locally, um, being polite guests or helpful. Um, I don't know. That's kind of the goofy idea that just occurred to me. What do you guys think? Insane?
Not at all.
Sounds like Taylor Swift
Is that a Taylor Swift thing?
to donate to communities, not necessarily
Oh,
to clean
sure.
up, but yeah, that's what
I,
popped
you know,
in my
it,
head.
our the Jamshidi family style is everywhere we go, we've got trash pickers and bins in our car. And when we go out hiking or we do whatever, we're just always picking up trash. It's just what we.
Robin, I don't know that it's a totally crazy idea, so I don't know if you're still saying something, but I don't think that is a totally crazy idea because, like, let's say, for example, we were in Montreal. Could we have, as a part of the meeting, said that sustainability group is going to, whoever's interested, you have like this, you're here early and for the meeting, or like you don't have anything this morning, we're gonna all go to so and so place. I guess we all have to like pre-check out, scope out the area and say we're gonna go to this place. We're all gonna, it's like a group of people who know each other, and we're gonna do something like, pick up the trash or, whatnot, sort of thing. And the next one's gonna be Chicago. Chicago's got to have some places that like, this might be like an organized effort for us. I don't know about us like, plunking ourselves down someplace, just saying, okay, we're going to Nashville and we're going to do that. But like, if we were there as as part of the conference and we'd say, this is
Su su Supposedly Chicago's a war zone. They're probably appreciate.
I figured, right? Like, yeah, I thought that, there's going to be lots of cleanup efforts that are needed. But yeah, I don't think that that's a crazy idea. It actually kind of jives into our next topic, which was changes at future APSA meetings. Um, and Sarah, you're here, which is great. Um, because you and Ken were two of the people who were really interested in this sort of like making changes at future APSA meetings. What do you think about Raman's idea? Joanne says it seems like a great idea.
Yeah, I agree with Joanne, or Dr. Berg. It doesn't hurt to at least certainly try to offer something like that and see what the show up looks like. It'd be a bummer, obviously, if not a lot of people go, but if it's nice out, weather's good, and it's close by, I think, a pretty easy sell with like a good cause.
At least the committee will show up, right? Whoever is there from the community will show up.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Um, Sarah, then as far as like the meeting in Chicago, should we start thinking, is it too early to start thinking about impacts that we might be able to make on the upcoming meeting?
I definitely don't think too early. Coming into this, I admit my time has been a little constrained back in residency, so didn't have a chance to really revisit it since we've talked about it a while ago. But um, I definitely don't think it's too early, and I think we can start sort of prioritizing what kinds of things we might want to potentially do. I think there also might be a space if any of it has to do with communicating with the venue. I'm sure that might need to go through the board or through APSA since it's their hosting thing. But if we want to talk to them about what specific bins or water stations or whatever that they have available, there's no reason we can't get that going.
Might be a good question also for Ken. It'd be interesting if Mehul wanted us to see anything that Luri's wrote.
Yeah, so the question is there any, I mean, I know he's not on the line, but I mean, we're in Chicago. I mean, is there anything that we could do a tour of Luri in order to see if they have something to show us? I don't know. Gwen's still there as well.
Yeah. And you're talking about any ideas like what Raman was saying about going there and doing something as a um like a
No, I was thinking of, if there was some project or something that they're doing there that they want to highlight that would be interesting to go look at. I don't know, just a thought.
Maybe we could make a video of them, like plan it more ahead of time and with more like a script and then make some type of interview type video that we could put on the sustainability page or the advocacy page that people could watch.
Yeah, I bet Melville's got a bunch of cool things going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You'd FaceTime them as part of the breakout session.
Yeah. I hopefully they're there. Why do I have to FaceTime you? You should be there.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking in terms of if he wants to show a bunch of people, I doubt it'd be time effective to bus everyone out there in some way. I don't know.
Oh, have him be on site in the hospital going like,
I don't
oh,
know.
oh,
I don't
interesting.
know.
A little show and tell from Lori.
That's
Hmm.
right. Sure, they're helping sponsor the APSA meeting.
Okay. Again, would it be too early right now for Sarah and the group to start thinking about ways that we might be able to, um, impact the meeting? I think we had a couple of ideas, and I don't know what are or are not achievable, but we had ideas about like um, recycling badges, lanyards, busing people back and forth from, not back and forth, sorry, from the airport back to the airports, um, setting up trash recycling bins and stuff like that. Is it too early in the process right now
It's
for planning?
it's never too early. I mean, I think that the earlier you kind of embed it into the program, the planning, the better off you are.
Mhm.
And now's as good a time as any. I mean, May, that's only 6 months away at this point, 6 or 7 months away. That's actually not that far away.
Right. Is there a person, I would imagine it's not a surgeon, but is there somebody on the admin group that
I would contact Jen James and find out because the group is probably doing a lot of the coordination, and so they would know the right people at the hotel, which off the top of my head, I can't remember now. I think it's a Sheraton. I can't remember, but whatever hotel we're going to, I'm sure they'll be able to coordinate with them, what the plans are. So
Grand Sheraton Riverwalk?
yeah, it's never too early to find out.
Okay. Sarah, how about I send an email connecting you and Jen James, and see what opportunities we might be able to.
Yeah, I think that'd be great because I think, I mean, at least for a starting point, the things I have in mind, for example, like putting signs of like this is recyclable, this is not, and that kind of little things should be really easy. It's just a question of what reign we have to just implement versus needing clearance to do it. Not that we're going to do anything that scandalous, but just making sure everyone's on board.
Right. Like we
You always
could,
want, you always want to make sure they don't just take everything and just throw it away anyways.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Better check with the what is it, Grand Sheraton? What do you call it?
Yeah, make sure that they'll actually follow through on what we said.
Yeah. Make sure they actually have like a compost collector. And then if they do, then we can make our efforts to
Yeah.
ensure that our attendees do the best they can with sorting of trash and refuse and other ideas. Maybe we can talk to them about the setting up the shuttle to go back to the uh, airport.
According to the good old internet, the Sheraton Grand Chicago has a waste and recycling program, water stewardship, and sustainable sourcing.
They sort of score pretty well on our rubric.
There you go. Might actually have to go there.
Yeah, I remember they had like a whole sustainability section on their website when I briefly looked a while back. So
Yeah, I
I
think
don't believe
about that too.
we can work with them to at least get something done.
Okay. All right.
I think that center of the location was actually in Illinois. Was it Illinois? Wasn't it in Illinois?
Oh, I thought it was what was it?
Saint Aloy or something,
Saint
some
Aloy, yeah.
like 500 people or something in that town that apparently is going to run all our future meetings of APSA.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, where did I go? Here we go. Okay. All right. The next topic I had was the infographic for the seminars paper, which we'll go ahead and table. Grace is not on unless she snuck on and I didn't see. Oh, Grace, you are on.
I am. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm driving,
Oh,
but
it's
yes,
okay.
I'm here. I'm here. Um, I have to be honest, like since we talked, I have not done anything on it. So, it is a work in progress. But if there's anyone also interested in joining me with this, please let me know.
Okay. We can work together on it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Sounds great.
Okay. Drive safely.
Thanks, thanks.
Okay, and then the last item is survey on parental attitudes. And unfortunately, whenever we do the meetings on Tuesday, Ami said she can't make it. And I also don't see Colleen on it. The last I heard was that they need to pick another date for this meeting. She was going to send out a doodle poll, which I haven't seen yet, but I think work in progress as well. All right. Yes, that place, Saint Libury, Illinois.
Center of the world, 628 residents,
Center of our world.
628 people.
We would be bigger than their population.
According to the internet, the village is primarily known for its peaceful rural setting. There you go.
All right.
Sounds like a war zone.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And then Sarah, Raman, have we heard any good news from you guys?
Good news on.
Your promotion application?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think it takes months and months the way the process is
Fine,
here. But
fine.
thank you again. I appreciate that very much. I was applying for assistant to associate professor, which I'm told I'm overdue on, and Linda was very kind to write a letter of support for me.
Happy to do that. Okay. All right. We're done, guys. I'll, end early, give you guys the time back. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for holding this.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch, you guys.
See
Take
ya.
good care.
Thank you.